All right, stay tuned. We're going to bring you our top 10 Def Leppard songs you may not know, but you should. All right, everybody, welcome back to 1090. I am Andy. This is Todd coming at you with a fantastic music review tonight of sorts. Yes, we are going to bring to you our top 10 Def Leppard songs that you may not know, but you should. Songs that are out there in that extensive catalog of close to 200 plus songs that you may not know and you want to go back and revisit because they're just that good. But before we do, we also want to let you know, hey, we've got a brand new series coming out very soon called Reactionize, where we are going to tackle doing a reaction video to every single Def Leppard song they have ever done on a studio album, including many B-sides and some other rarities and some things they've done.
How many is that around?
What's it over 200. It's going to be fantastic. 200. We're excited. That's coming to you very, very soon. But in the meantime, tonight, we're going to tackle all 10 of these underrated songs that you probably don't know but you should know. And we're going to start off now with number 10. All right, so number 10 comes in with a brand new track that was dropped last year from 2022's release of Diamond Star Halos, a fantastic killer track stuck at the back end of that album called Unbreakable. And I picked this because Todd would not let me choose Lifeless with Alison Krauss.
It's true.
He forbade me from doing that because that was also up there.
Much better, I think.
But love them both, but yeah, Unbreakable, absolutely fantastic. What do you love about this song?
Well, yeah, I said this earlier. This is like a INXS song in 2022 by a band that's been around for 45 years.
That's amazing.
I mean, what? Everything about this song I like. This album, again, we loved it back in 22. I think this song is underrated. I don't think people got to this back far in the catalog.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, kick
amazing.
And take what you want and fire it up with the ones with classic Lepp songs, and that appealed to the mass audience. But if you dive in, this album is chock full of fantastic hits, and I think Unbreakable fits that mold perfectly.
It showed that Lepp could still bring it.
Classic chorus. Unbreakable.
There it is.
Unshakable. Let's do number 9 coming at you next. Number 9 is Ring of Fire off the Retroactive album, which came out right after Adrenalize and before Slang, kind of that last hurrah before Slang.
How many people know about that album?
It was kind of unannounced B-sides and rarities that they released that was actually better than most people's traditional albums. It still sold 2 million copies. It was fantastic. And you had Two Steps Behind was the big one off of that. Yeah. You know, Miss You in a Heartbeat. There's a lot of great songs in there, like the Desert Song and Fractured Love. But Ring of Fire, one of 2 songs we're going to pull from this album tonight because it's really, really good. But it's got a great album, great vibe with Steve Clark coming in there with another killer riff, a Mr. Riff Master. So good.
Well, I think this song encapsulates what it should be. Like you could see this on Pyromania, maybe even High and Dry.
High and Dry was that really?
I mean, you can see that sound, that vibe.
Joe's still got that raspy kicking voice kicking in there.
If you love that older Lepp sound, this song is for you.
This will fit your bill. It's fantastic. So Ring of Fire coming in number 9, number 8 on its way. Number 8 comes off of 1996's Slang album. This was that time when it didn't really matter what anyone from the 80s put out. They were going to get killed by grunge. But this is an underrated, really underappreciated album, and Gift of Flesh is a gem off of that album. Probably the heaviest track they've done since High and Dry, to be honest with you. It had that kind of vibe to it. Yeah.
My point of this is, what is this song doing on this album?
Oh, no, it's that whole album.
Because I didn't love this album. I know you do. I don't. This song, though, I do.
Criminally underrated album. Yeah. Fantastic. Actually, not a bad song on the album. However, Todd wouldn't let me pick Breathe the Sigh, which is the one that I wanted to do.
It's got a very industrial sound to it. It's got a great solo. It shouldn't be on this album. It's a great song.
It's a killer track. In fact, this is what I love about this. They debuted this live. They played it when they kicked off their tour in Bangkok in 1996. I was lucky enough to hear this about 4 or 5 months later at Montage Mountain in Pennsylvania.
There you go.
They brought it with Slang. Great. Really, really good. Very heavy. Dark lyrics. Raw. They had Phil Collin wrote this track, but Rick Allen, this is the first time he stepped away from using electronic drum kit and just cut a regular kit. And he just pounded away on this, kind of let loose. It was great. It's a very organic, raw Def Leppard. Love everything about this and Slang. 7 coming at you next. All right, if you didn't love Slang, that's fine. I do know that you love the diamond-selling album of Pyromania. It's almost hard.
I think it's another. Well, is Pyromania better than Hysteria?
That's another video for another day because that's a really tough one. But 10 tracks on that album, and the one they've never ever played live. Everything else they played live is coming under fire. They've never done it before.
This song is an amazing. It shows the amazing guitar work between Willis and Clark, right? I mean, just I absolutely love everything about the song and how it sort of like builds into that guitar solo and their crunchy guitars between them.
Yeah, it's really cool. They were a good duo before Willis was let go and before Clark passed away. These two were a killer duo.
I mean,
they really were fantastic. Willis wrote that introductory chorus line or guitar line, and then the riff master comes in right after that. He laid down that riff. It was actually beautiful. Rick Allen even said he wants to play the song. Joe Elliott listed one of his favorite songs of all time. They just haven't done it yet, and they feel like at some point they may bring it out. So who knows? But to this day,
they could do it.
Been played.
It's such a good song.
Good song though. All right, number 6, going at you. And number 6, another album that didn't get the recognition it should have because it was a covers album, the first one they've ever done. But this is coming off of the Yeah album that came out in 2006. Had some really big moments on this. This is a great album. Rock On was the big one that got the video and the airplay, but this is Waterloo Sunset. This is a 1967 Kinks cover song. I love it. And this is almost like the quintessential British cover song because Bowie covered it and David Essex covered it and Peter Gabriel covered it. Like all these guys covered this song. This is kind of like I guess covering a Tom Petty song here. But what I love about this song is that they took a song that was probably furthest away from the original and made it very Leppardized.
Yeah, they basically took this and made it a Leppard song. When you listen to it and you hear the chorus, it's Leppard, right? So that's what I like.
They stacked those layered harmonies on the back there, and it's really cool. Ray Davies from the Kinks actually wrote the song. It was originally called Liverpool Sunset, and they changed it because Penny Lane by the Beatles came out right after that, which is right there in Liverpool. So it changed to Waterloo Sunset. But that narrative storytelling in this is also really cool. It kind of brings you along on a journey. You kind of feel like you're kind of there at the Thames River and all that stuff. It's kind of neat. Like the whole vibe of the song is cool.
If you haven't heard the song, check
underrated.
it out.
It's really cool, really fun.
Check out this whole album. It's pretty cool.
Very good. Waterloo Sunset off of Yeah. All right, number 5, going to 2015 for their self-titled Def Leppard album, and that had some great songs on there like Dangerous and Let's Go, but the one song that I thought they should have released that would have been a bigger hit, outside of We Believe, which was another fantastic song that I got to hear in Vegas, was All Time High. This song had everything you wanted in a Def Leppard song. It had the big chorus, the big hooks, the big riff, and it had a special place to you because
it reminds me of back 1999, SR-71 Right Now. That guitar hook, the chorus, to me this could have been put out 15 years earlier in 1999.
Absolutely.
And been very successful. That's kind of the sound. I think that shows you the diversity of what like Lep can put out. This, to me, also the solo on this is very sort of like AC/DC-ish. It's
a little Thunderstruck vibe, like you said.
I agree with that. It's just such a fantastic song. I don't think many people have listened to or appreciate.
We were lucky enough to hear it live at the Baltimore Arena. This is a fantastic track. If you have not heard All Time High, you gotta jump all over. And Joe's voice for how many years? 40 years later?
Def Leppard, SR-71.
That'd be a great show, right?
Heck yeah. Bon Jovi, SR-71.
Not so much.
We saw that. All right, on to number 4.
Our number 4 is coming off of Euphoria. We just talked about 1999 being a good year for music, right? Well, Euphoria was that return of Leppard after Slang when it was kind of okay to go back to being at your roots again.
Yes.
And so the big songs on there were Promises,
big harmonies,
Paper Sun, and Goodbye, which was a great album. This song, though, I think should have been released because it was right up there before you started doing Demolition Man and Back in Your Face. Like this was the one that I felt like they missed.
Yeah, I think
because it had this hysteria. Animal vibe to it, this driving, but not crazy heavy, but just driving like beat to it and guitar riff to it.
Certainly Hysteria.
With crazy harmonies all over the place. I mean,
Hysteria harmonies. Yeah. I think Vivian's solos, he's singing solo, right? I mean, it's a great solo on that. Great song.
It's very groovy, kind of like a driving song, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think criminally underrated. If you actually, it's funny, you go into like see the comments and for Guilty, it's all like underrated.
Totally.
And that's it. So if you don't know this song, you should go pick up Euphoria. That whole album is good, full of hidden gems, but this one,
before you do that,
fantastic.
We have 3 more to go.
We absolutely do.
Now we're really rocking, guys. What is it, Andy?
All right, so it was originally Get Your Rocks Off on their very first song they ever wrote. It was on the EP. and then it was on First Strike, and then it was changed to Rocks Off of On Through the Night, which was their debut album, came out in 1980, and this song, it's funny, Joe Elliott said, this is the one song they refused to change anything about. They wrote this, the first thing they ever wrote, and they said, everyone tried to change things about it, and they're like, we're not changing anything. It was almost like giving the middle finger to it. It was like, this song is just going to show who we are, and we're going to run wild with it. It's awesome.
This is what British heavy metal should sound like.
Oh yeah.
To me, when you think of British heavy metal, you think of a bunch of bands. This sounds like it. This is it. This is, if you had a dictionary and said British heavy metal, put this on there.
It's like there was no playbook to this.
No.
They were just, there are times when you have extended courses, there are times you have extended runs. You have
the sound of both Willis and Clark, I'm going to say that a lot, but that was so good back in the day with Joe's sort of vocals at a young age where he kind of is rapping.
He's learning.
He's learning
you can tell
it
they're
just sounds raw. Exactly.
It does,
raw
exactly.
is the sound for
It's
this.
organic and raw, and Joe's not the focal point. The harmonies aren't even the focal point. This is just musically it's just kick-ass rock and roll right there. And number 2 was our second drop off of the Retroactive album. Again, that whole album was absolutely fantastic. But I Want to Be Your Hero. Again, you talked about how much you love Clark. This has Clark's blueprint all over. I
mean, this is classic Steve Clark guitar. I mean, it's just criminally underrated. This album. I think people maybe looked over. Do you think people looked over this album?
Well, I think Def Leppard was just kind of putting out some stuff to kind of close a chapter in their books and
it's
move
like hidden
on.
Gem. It's such a hidden gem.
But it's just chock full of good stuff, and this was one of them that I feel should have had a place or could have had a place on either Adrenalize or Hysteria. But the problem was Hysteria was so crowded already. Correct. It was long, and I think this could have helped an album like Adrenalize a little bit. But this was the B-side to the 7-inch single in the United States of Animal. So that's the only time you really be able to get that before you were able to jump into getting off the Retroactive album. But it's just killer. Again, the harmonies are all there. It starts off again kind of like this slow build-up like a lot of Steve Clark songs do, and then just starts to drive home. Killer song. If you don't know I Want to Be a Hero, go look it up now.
Yes.
It's that good. Number 1 come at you.
Do it after.
All right, the number 1 Def Leppard song you may not know, but you should, has never actually been released on any of their studio albums, which is probably why you don't know. But it's got a massive cult following from Def Leppard fans, and for very good reason. This is Move With Me Slowly. What a fantastic song. And this was actually a bonus track on the Japanese release.
How many people out there watching this have never heard the song?
I think a lot of true Def Leppard fans who are just diehards are going to know it. Everybody else is probably going to have to go out and look for it, but it's worth checking out.
YouTube has it.
Yeah, YouTube's got it. It's on there. And it was actually on the re-release of the Slang album that came out in the late 2000s. But originally, it was a bonus track for the Japanese release, and then it was on the All I Want Is Everything B-side. Which is first time I heard it, I was like, why isn't this on Hysteria or Adrenalize? It's that, or even let alone Retroactive. It was just that good. It had this Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Steve Vai kind of song to it, which is just
it's the blues aspect. It's the blues aspect. The harmonies combined with it. It's just a grooving song, right? It's an amazing song from Def Leppard that you maybe don't expect.
And I think that's what I like, is we've talked about this when we reviewed Dinosaur Halos. There's so many songs they have that can kind of fit almost any genre and take you and transport you to any style of music. And their diversity of their catalog is what makes them so good.
And that's why we like them, right?
Yeah. Moving Me Slowly is that perfect example, I think. So that is our list.
There's our 10.
What do we miss?
So what do you think of our 10 list? Comment below. And then what did we miss? What songs do you think that are criminally underrated or not appreciated in the Lep catalog?
And I'll be all day.
Andy will have
commenting with you back and forth. Trust me. This
get the comments.
Start the Discord going because it's just that good.
And the cool thing about this is we will start, guys. We are going to do every single Def Leppard song. We're going to react to it. We're going to give you our thoughts on it, good and bad. And it's going to be a fun ride. I can't wait. So stay tuned for that very, very soon. We're going to be dropping Reactionize every single Def Leppard song. But if you like all things beer, bourbon, and rock and roll, you like what you see from 21090, please hit that subscribe button. Click that little bell in the corner to let you know every time we get a video coming out. We go live every Tuesday night with Glam and Drams. We have on musicians, we have on distilleries, we have on breweries, we talk all kinds of music. Bourbon and rock and roll. It's fantastic. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Untappd. And of course, thank you to all of our patrons for all your continued support. We just dropped a barrel pick. Pour some Austin on me. So it's still Austin, which we're drinking right now. So I'm not just all kinds of good stuff coming from 21090.
come on that journey with us. We appreciate you.
Come on, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
But in the meantime, the words will be more Joe Elliott. Until next time.
And there will be a next time.
Cheers and
rock on. Very nice.